Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the door mirror on the driver or passenger side of this Chevy Malibu. Let's get to it. So to start the process, we're going to need to remove this door panel. This door panel is held on with a lot of hidden screws and also pull tabs, but we're going to go ahead and walk you through on how to remove this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be using a small screwdriver here. And we're going to open this door handle up, and we're just going to pry this little cover away from the door handle here. This little cover is just held on with a little snap clip here. Very simple if you just pull the lever back. And it's going to expose a 10mm bolt right here. Next what we're going to do is underneath here, we have a little plastic rubber piece that's just going to cover up a couple of torque head screws down there. They look like torque 20s or something similar to that. I'll have to figure that out. But this little cover just needs to pop up, just using a small screwdriver here again, and doing that. Now we're going to take our 10mm here and go ahead and unscrew this. And then we'll go ahead and set that 10mm off to the side. Next, using our T25, we're going to go ahead and remove the two little torque screws in here. There we go. Those two torque screws are out of there. Next, going to the end of the door here, we're just going to push in these two pop clips here. Once those two pop clips are pushed in, we can take our clip removal tool and pull them on out. As those are, you can set those off to the side. So now with those pop tabs out, we can go ahead and grab the bottom of this and pull towards us, releasing all the clips. We can also remove this guy right here. So there's a few connectors on the back side of this. Just going to pull each one of them out. There we go. Set that off to the side. And we can pull up on this a little bit more, see where we're at. Just a quick side note, one thing I think I might have done is took this off incorrectly. You'll want to use the torque T25 to remove these two bolts, and this might come with it. I can see that there's a piece of plastic busted here from this little metal piece. So that might have been connected there, and we might needed to remove it this way. So learn from my mistakes, remove those two bolts, and it should come off a little easier. We're just going to pull this all off in one piece. Now with the door panel out here, we go ahead and pop this loose. This is the catch for the door handle. Try that away. Just kind of slid it out from there. And when going back in, it will push in and connect. And you'll put the ball around the handle. And then over here, we can just go ahead and release this. By releasing that lever, and then you can just pull out on the electrical connector, and that releases that. So now with the door panel removed, we can go ahead and remove this dust cap as well. Now we'll expose the last bolt. It is kind of a bummer that you have to remove the whole door panel because that piece right here is plastic welded to the door panel. If you feel like busting it and not taking off the door panel, I wouldn't blame you, but it is a possibility that it could be a little loose up here. But unfortunately, that little tab on the bottom is plastic welded to the door panel. But we can go ahead and start removing these 10 millimeters here. And before I remove the last one here, we're just going to go ahead and disconnect the harness here. This is for the power windows or the power mirror. And then when removing this last one here, I'm going to hold the mirror on the outside, just make sure it doesn't drop. In my case, my mirror is not busted or anything like that, so I don't have to replace this. I'm just kind of going through the process of how to remove it for you guys. Now with all 3 nuts removed, you can go ahead and just take the mirror and pull it outward. Make sure you take the harness with it. And there we go. The mirror is now disconnected. If you need a new mirror, I'm going to have a link down in the description below of some mirrors that will work for the Chevy Malibu. So make sure to go down there and check out the description. But now we can go ahead and reinstall the mirror again. So first what we want to do is just slide that harness back through the hole and put it on like that. Make sure it doesn't fall. Now back on the inside of the vehicle, we can go ahead and thread on the bolts or the nuts. Be careful not to lose this nut down to the door. Now, one thing to keep in mind when tightening these up, you're just tightening up threaded plastic essentially. So it doesn't have to be super tight, just snug it up. Don't break your new mirror or your existing mirror and call it good. So now that's on, and we can go ahead and reconnect our adapter here. Give a little wiggle test, it's nice and secure, and we are all set. The new mirror is now installed. Put that in, spin it over, and then for this guy, we're just gonna get the ball in there, and then have that click on in. You hear a nice audible click, and you can go ahead and just test the door handle, make sure that works as it should, and it does. After that, we're just gonna go ahead and put on the prop rod there for the manual door lock, so make sure that doesn't get hidden. And then we can go ahead and start sliding it on to the window area. Trying to make sure this prop rod's staying on here. You can kind of know when it's in the right spot when that line's up there. Make sure you have all your harnesses out. That way you can reconnect that. And then what I like to do next is just kind of tap it all the way around. See what kind of snaps in. Sounds like a few things are snapping in there. A lot of stuff just snapped in, which is great. So then the next thing we're going to do is throw in the 2 tabs over there. Now you do need to reset these tabs, and you just simply do that by pushing them all the way out. And then push this one all the way out. And then they come back to the neutral position. And then just reinsert them back in the hole. Once it's flush, just push it on that tab, and that middle piece will flush up as well. There you go, that's nice and tight now. That's working still. Go ahead and reinstall this guy. Remember, there's 3 total connectors here. Slide it down back down here. You're gonna want to push in the front first and then pivot the back down. Put in the 2 torque 25s. You can go ahead and then put on the cover. Just kind of pushes in there. And then with the 10mm here, we can put back in this bolt. And then we can put back in our cover by opening up the door handle here a little bit, finding its spot in the back, and then just pushing it in. There we go, I heard that click. And the door panel is now back on completely. Everything works as it should. So that's awesome. So that's gonna be it for this video. If this video helped you out at all, please make sure to click the like button, subscribe to my channel. Also check out the Amazon links I mentioned down in the description below, and check out my other videos. I got quite a few out there for this Malibu. But until next time, thanks for watching, and see you later.